Hi, watching Superskum.com. Here we are, Carlos Reale. We're Attica 7. We have Evan over here. Of course, we have Rusty. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us over here. I really appreciate giving us a little bit of your time and letting us bug you with a few questions. You're touring the Mayhem Fest. Still on the Blood of My Enemies album. Came out last year in July. You were called up, I guess, latest edition, if you will, but that's a good thing. How has it been since the album came out as far as fan reception of the band and the album?
Well, I think it's been the fan response has been incredible. The album got some really great reviews, but the record label that put the album out had some problems, and they really never followed up with promoting the album. So we've kind of just taken it into our own hands and decided we were just going to get on the road and bring the album to the people like live. The crowd response, man, has just been incredible. Like, the truth of the matter is, very few people actually know our music because we are the newest band on the tour, essentially. Not just the newest edition, but we're the newest band on the tour. We just put out our first album not even a year ago. And that album's barely out.
Yeah, well, there's a bunch of bands who actually have their first album coming up in a few weeks. So, you guys are not down there as the newest, if you will.
Some of those bands have been playing. That's true. Playing longer than we have.
That's true.
We are the newest band. We did the math. We would never lie to you, Superskum.
No, I know.
But man, the crowd response. This is why we do this, man. The crowd's jumping and they're fist pumping and they're head banging and they're mosh pitting and they're circle pitting and they're doing everything that lets us know we're connecting with them, and that's why we're here.
Absolutely. Anything in the works as far as new material so far?
Yeah, we actually do have some new stuff that we've written recently. We're playing a little bit of it on the tour now.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yes, and we've got other stuff that we actually have a partial recording, done on, and we're working on some other ones that we haven't started recording yet. So we're in songwriting mode right now. You know how you got to feel it? Well, we're feeling it right now.
And how many brand new songs on the set list right now for the festival?
On the set list here, we got 2 brand new ones.
Two. Yeah. We're only playing 4 songs live.
Yeah.
Because we got a 25-minute set, and our songs are like 5 minutes. So we're playing like 4 or 5 minute songs, and we're playing, and to take a chance to interact with the crowd a little bit. We tried to not be forcing it in there. Try to fit the 5th song. Okay, we gotta hurry up. Here we go. It's not metal to rush. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, and it's cool you're giving the fans, some good treats, some new treats, to look forward to.
I'll tell you what, the playing the brand new stuff, man. People react to it, man. So that's how we can test the songs out and know they're good. If it makes the people move, it's good. It's good enough.
What's your intention of the new material? Because we're stuck here. We've been stuck here under this tent all day long. We weren't able to check you guys out, but.
The new material. There's 2 songs we're playing on this tour. One is called Darkness, which is just like this. So heavy and it's a riff. It's a masterful riff, It's just so heavy and it's got super melodic chorus. One part reminds me of like Old Slayer. One part reminds me of Dio. We're metalheads. We're
all in one song, huh?
And the other song we're doing is called Dance to the Dead, and man, that incorporates everything we're into, man, from Sabbath to just melodic, It's got some real heavy riffing. It sounds like stuff I wrote in the past, and it's got stuff that sounds new and fresh. Rusty does all these finger-picking things that inspires all my melodic vocals, and we just kind of play off each other,
And you related to the band, can you give us a little bit of the history of the band? How did it happen? Did it come about? Did you guys meet and decided to do this?
Get tired of telling this one.
Well, I'm sure.
We'll do the short version. We'll do the short version.
Go for it.
Yeah.
It started with Rusty in prison.
Yeah, you know what? I learned how to read and write music between 9 and 14 or 15.
Okay.
I took lessons. I learned classical finger picking, reading and writing music. Actually, not tab. I mean, really reading and writing, and song structure. But I got into dirt bikes. Then I got into Harley Davidsons when I was 19. And I set all that aside, and I still played, but I didn't play much. And in 1999, I went to prison for a while. I got an 8-year sentence with the feds. And I got re-inspired to start playing again while I was in there. And it was by accident. I had no plans to play music. And I wrote 32 songs while I was in there. And I redirected my objectives in life. Yeah. I decided when I get out, I wanted to build a band that was the top players I could get, and not be a cover band, not be a bar band, and I started out when I was in prison doing concerts for the inmates, playing covers, and then
Doing
some
the
of
blues,
my own.
blues band, right?
It was blues
Yeah.
and rock, and then it slowly
transferred, and yeah.
I started doing drop
Twice,
D and
Fucking Riot in one of them.
He just went crazy, man.
I think the prison time metallized him.
Yeah.
And I mean, he taught himself in a vacuum because he didn't have anybody there to say, hey, you tune it down and you play the heavy chords. He just had these songs, and the timing was just perfect because, like, I had, been the guy who founded Biohazard out of high school, 20 years. I was kind of looking for something to re-inspire myself, Like, I was very proud of everything I did with that group, but like, as an artist, I needed more. I needed to grow as a singer, and my phone rang. It was Rusty, old friend. We had mutual friends, and man, we got together on the music, and he plays how I sing, and I sing how he plays, and we just started writing music, and it's just been a constant building process, like building and rebuilding, and we've enjoyed the process. In 2 years, I wouldn't say any of it was a headache. I think it was, writing and demoing and rewriting and recording and putting out a record. I mean, with the exception of the problem with the record label, so even that I don't care about.
So the Rocket Science records?
Yeah, they lost their distribution, and not really my problem, but it is our problem. So
it affects the band.
We're going to figure out how to get our music to the people,
It's really cool when you have people in the crowd that listen to the story. Evan will tell a little short version of the story while we're on stage, and you'll see guys out there that it relates, and they're guys that got out of prison that are trying to be musicians or whatever, and it inspires them to really, go that extra mile, to try to make their dreams come true.
It sounds funny, but people need role models of all kinds,
Of course, from all walks of life.
And not everybody had all the opportunities, you know what I mean? And some of us have been through really hard things in life, and maybe we appreciate things more than they do because nothing was handed to us. We've had to fight for every inch, and sometimes we've been our own worst enemies, but I think we've both learned along the way a lot about gratitude, about life, about, appreciating every moment of it. I mean, to be walking the path of doing what you love to do, that's the success. It's not about how many people you play in front of.
When you lose your freedom and you get yanked off the street, you don't plan for that. It just happens, and all of a sudden you go from being at the top of your game into probably a 6 by 12 foot cell, and you're locked in there for months on end without any human contact sometimes, and it makes you reevaluate your thinking,
Absolutely.
And then on top of that, to pile on top of that, they were charging me with 2 life sentences. It was bullshit, but they were doing it, and I wouldn't cooperate, so I just had to take it and fight and fight and fight on the case. Finally, I settled for 8 years, and it doesn't sound like something anybody would usually be relieved about, but when I took the clean 8 years without cooperation, that was a relief because I could see daylight at the end of the tunnel. I knew someday I'm going to be back on the streets. And at that time, I really appreciated everything that I had before, all that freedom and all that, the clothes, the food, the cars, my family and everything else. I appreciated it like never before because I'd had it all taken away, and now I had a new opportunity to get it back. So every day is a gift.
And I like how you translate, that message as well from the slogan from the band, that it's kind of a fuck you to the world, like 100% pure passion. You guys, and I quote, it's all about friendship, creativity, and a powerful positive release to our negative energy, which is a really good message, really good also to divulge to the fans, to the metal community, and why not? It's like
it's a brotherhood of metal.
Absolutely, yeah indeed. How do
metal
you think
music, metal bikes?
How do you think the band actually takes on this social, goal of divulging this message, being a positive influence, if you will?
I think part of it is right on the stage, like telling people, are you pissed off? Do you feel the pressure of life? Is it hard for you? Do you feel like I feel? Do you wake up pissed off about things? Let's get together and let it out right now. Everybody together, sing with me. It's momentary therapy, but people get memories from those things. And I think the other part of it is leading by example. Is guys like Rusty or guys like me talking about the mistakes we've made in our lives and trying to lead by example, not saying, oh, look, we're rock stars, we're doing drugs and waving guns around at the club because we have some money for the first time because we're fucking stupid idiots. No, we're both guys who've been through shit, been in trouble. On the other side of it now, both saying, hey man, you don't have to make the same mistakes. You don't have to go to prison to appreciate life. You don't have to OD on drugs and almost die to realize that life is worth living. You can learn from, you can be smart and learn from other people's mistakes. Let the music be your higher power. Let the music lift you up,
And you come from a background, with Biohazard, doing those type of lyrics of social protest, standing up for yourself, defending yourself, defending your own rights. And now mixed up with Rusty over here with the same type of lyrics. This is a powerhouse, if you will, for a message to the metal community. So I'm glad that this happened, this union right here. Very good.
Me too, brother. Me too.
We know by now, amicably left Biohazard in 2011. Here you are with Attica 7, based in LA. You did say that you're embarking, like we talked about before in the interview, on your own journey of musical and personal reinvention. So have you actually achieved this goal? What has changed? What do you want? Still missing something?
I'm always hungry for more, but no, what I said 2 minutes ago is true. To be walking the path, that is the reinvention. To be playing music with my best friend, my best bro, songs that I feel like help me grow as a singer, help me, more melodic, more dramatic, more theatrical almost, I always had dreams of doing something a little bit bigger, and I love all the music I made in Biohazard. You know what I mean? That's my music.
Yeah, no, of course.
I wear it on my body, but sometimes for an artist, you can be a part of a project and you can take it as far as it can go, because it's not just about you. So if you're a football player on a team, it doesn't matter how great you are. If the rest of the team is in a certain mindset that they want to do things a certain way, not good, bad, right, or wrong. Just, me, I wanted to keep evolving. I didn't want to keep making the same album. I made Urban Discipline in 1990. I didn't need to make it again. And I think a lot of the fans of Biohazard wanted that, the same thing again and again. And I could shit that stuff out all day long, but it wasn't getting me high anymore. So I felt like, out of respect for my fans, I needed to do something that was going to bring me the passion to be lifting myself up. You know what I mean? That's all.
Oh, no, it makes perfect sense. What's in the future for Attica 7?
We'll just keep going the way we're going. It's all positive. It's all up. We're enjoying the ride.
What's in the future for Rusty?
Same thing, Attica, the motorcycles, and TV.
You got the Sons of Anarchy, of course. Yes. You were talking about before. We heard you. Season 6, I believe.
Yes, I'm working on season 6 right now.
Filming. You're going to have to leave the tour, come back.
I got to fly back and forth a few times while we're on the tour, unfortunately. But John and the guys are good with it. They understand,
And what's in the future for Evan?
Man, I got a bunch of projects I'm working on. Of course, Attica 7 is, first and foremost here in my metal world. My wife and I are producing a TV show online called Badass Television. It's a counterculture show, real fast cutting, 1 to 2 minute episodes about heavy metal, tattoo culture, cars, motorcycles, hot chicks, just basically like white trash TV. And then on top of all that, my wife is also a pop singer. She's got a music group called The Ex-Girlfriends. You can check them out at theexgirlfriends.com, and I'm helping her manage and produce that group. So between Rusty on Sons, me with Badass, his motorcycle shop, the music group, Attica 7, we're barely sleeping, man. Let's go get some coffee.